Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Eric here from E&M Guns. So, we're talking about common sense, or as the left like to call it, common sense gun control. Stay tuned.
It's just common sense to believe that they have no place on the streets of a civil society.
So I've got a couple clips of our politicians and Kamala Harris basically being now the lead for the Democrats, saying we need common sense gun control. Ricky Lake does. Ricky Lake challenges two reporters, the New York Times, one of them. You know there's only two genders. Why don't you go milk a cow and milk a bull and tell me how that works out?
Which one of you is from the New York Times? You know there's only two genders, right?
I just take pictures.
There's only two genders, and they know that in Iowa. I challenge the New York Times reporter and the Washington Post reporter to try to milk a cow and then try to milk a bull and see how that goes.
So I'm going back to common sense. How can you trust someone's common sense when they believe there's more than two genders? How? We've been hearing this common sense. We need common sense gun laws. We've been hearing that for the last 4 years. And it's just tough for me to believe that you understand common sense when you think there's more than two genders.
We need you to overcome the unrelenting opposition of the gun lobby, gun manufacturers, so many politicians when they oppose common sense gun legislation.
There's a difference between a man and a woman. We let the DEI, or whatever it is, the Democrats, the liberals, the woke, and of course Kamala Harris, we need more woke.
We have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
We let them compete, the men compete in women's sports. How is that? I mean, why did we even invent the WNBA, women's NBA? Why do we separate the women at all? Why don't we just have the women compete against the men? And if they make the cut, then they can make the team. We don't, because it's not fair. There's biological difference between men and women. So why do you think that we can trust you to have common sense, Democrats, liberals, if you can't tell the difference between two genders? Then what the fuck? Apologize. I'll bleep that. Why do you think that we're going to trust you to have common sense? We already know you don't. And that's why you want these stupid gun laws. We want universal background checks. We want to ban assault weapons. It doesn't matter what the gun is used in a crime. It's the criminal that used the gun. Use your common sense. Criminals don't give two shits about your gun laws. And I already played a video earlier, I'll link it, where you hear from criminals themselves. Gun control means nothing to them. Government telling them they can have a gun, they're already criminals. They're already felonies. They can't have guns. They don't care. They'll just go over to the black market. So let's stop with this common sense gun control. And I'm speaking to the people in the middle. I'm not speaking to people that are on the far left that want to ban all assault weapons, ban all guns. I'm not talking to the pro-gunners. I'm talking to you folks in the middle. It's where I was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Common sense gun safety legislation does move us to a safer America. And no law enforcement officer in this country, whether they be state or local or federal, should be put in danger because some of our American leaders fail to see the bigger picture.
Guys, you can't trust someone who thinks a 5 or 6 year old knows their identity and you need to give them gender reaffirming care. Are you nuts? We can't buy, you're not going to let a 5-year-old own a gun, are you? We just charged a father for buying a Christmas present gun for his 14-year-old. So if we're not going to let 14, 5, 7, 8-year-old kids own long rifles or handguns, then why are we going to let them have gender reaffirming care? It just blows my mind. I just can't believe the stupidity that comes out of their mouths. And it's like you want to ban guns, but it's okay to give hormone blockers to a 6-year-old. Where's your common sense? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope that sheds some light to the people in the neutral spot. You hear politicians saying, most Americans support gun law. No, most Americans don't. Most Americans know that there's only two genders. It's only the left and the really woke Democrats that believe that most Americans want gun control. No, we have sufficient gun laws. You don't need new gun laws. You have plenty of gun laws. You just need to place criminals in jail. You need to stiffen up, not be so weak on crime. And that's part of the Democrats' problem, is they are very weak on crime. We were in the Eugene portion of Highway 99, and we went down to go get some treats from Dairy Queen. And it literally was like a scene out of The Walking Dead. These folks are so drugged out of their mind. They were just meandering, and it's because they just decriminalized, possession of drugs. Democrats do not have common sense, and you'll realize that by just looking at the laws they put in place. If you want any proof that Democrats have no common sense, well, look at California as your prime example of, guys, this election is important. If you own a gun and you love your freedoms, and it's not only a gun freedom, but, if they can take down your Second Amendment, what's to stop them from taking your First Amendment or your Fourth Amendment? Don't let woke Democratic liberals strip you of your rights. Get out and vote. Vote for the candidate that protects our rights. Vote for the candidate that has the people's values in mind. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate your time. Love ya. Peace out.